Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Ro, and today I am going to be sharing with you a tutorial of how I made that mailbox that I already posted over on my Instagram. So we will start off by making the top part, which is the arch. That's the first thing that we're making, and to do that you are going to need two pieces of that arch, and you will be using a 6.75-inch circle to trace that onto your paper, and you are cutting it this way. Just look at the paper just so you know like how it looks. And then once you're done with that, you are going to cover both of those two papers with printed paper, so that's back to back. And when you're done with that, put that to the side, and then grab another piece of paper, and you are going to need one piece of 6.75 by 9, and then you are going to score it at 0.5 and 1 on this side. So that's 0.5 and 1 on both sides. So I call this the left and the right, because that's how it's going to look once we put it together. So that's 0.5 and 1, and then the top and the bottom you are going to score at 1 inch. So you are going to switch it to this side, and then you are going to score it 1 inch on both sides. Just a little heads up, this is going to be a very long video, so I hope you'll be patient enough to go along. I did not speed this up, so it is the usual normal time. Okay, once you're done scoring, you are gonna cut out that inner square that is formed when you scored this, so we will have like a frame. Once you cut that out, you will have something that looks like this. Now you'll put that to the side. Please make sure that any extras, any scraps that you get, you don't throw it out. We are going to need a lot of them later on. Up next, we are going to mat this, and to do that, we are going to need one piece of paper. And then you will cut that piece of paper at 7 7/8 by 6 5/8. Again, 7 7/8 by 6 5/8. So this part right here, that is a 778. Please make sure that if you have printed papers that go in a specific direction, please make sure that you check the video so you know that you're cutting the right way. Up next, we are going to score. On this side, we are going to score at 0.5. So that's the left and the right side. We are going to score at 0.5 on both sides. And once you're done with that, we are going to switch it up to the other side, which is the top and the bottom part. And that is going to be scored at 1 on both sides. Again, it will be scored 1 on both sides. That's the top and the bottom. Just like the first piece earlier, the square that you make out of the scoring from this paper, you are going to cut out and you will make another frame. And this is going to be the mat of that frame that we did earlier. And then once you are done with that, we are going to glue this together. And then if you are sewing, you can sew this part. Please make sure that you leave those edges like not sewed, because that's going to be our flaps, like the edge of the bigger paper. And you will see it, you can see it right there. For most of the time, like whenever I make something that has flaps, the flaps will measure like 0.5 inch. It's a perfect size for me. And I like it to be bigger so that it can hold better. So I'm just going to fold this out. And then once I'm done folding this, we are going to glue the other piece on top of this. On the description box, I will also be sharing the measurements, and I will let you know which ones you can use a solid piece of paper, solid piece of cardstock instead of using the printed paper. I had no idea that I would be using a lot of printed paper, so I went ahead and just used printed paper. And then during like the middle part of putting this together, I figured out that it was going to be a lot. So yeah, as I said in the description box, I will let you know which ones can be made using a solid cardstock. So we are going to glue that, sew it if you are going to sew, and once you're done, you will have this one. So it looks like this. Right here, I'm just cutting the corners just for later on when we put this together. Next, you are going to put that to the side, and we are now going to be working on another piece. This is going to be the base of this top half. And then you are going to need one piece of paper measuring 7.75 by 9. Again, another piece of paper measuring 7.75 by 9. So you're going to cut that out. Then once you have that, we are going to score this. So that piece of paper, we are now going to score at 0.5 on 4 sides. Again, we are scoring this piece of paper at 0.5 on 4 sides. And then once you're done with that, we are going to put this to the side because we are going to cut the mat for this. So that's another piece of paper. To cut the mat, you are going to need one piece of 6.58 by 7 and 7/8. Again, this mat is going to measure 6.58 by 7.78. Once you're done with that, you are going to put that on top of this bigger piece. And right here, I'm just going to fold it just so we know where to glue our mat. Right here, once I cut those made snips on the corners of the 4 corners of that bigger piece, we are now going to mat this smaller piece on top of this big piece. And if you are going to sew, you are going to sew after this part right here, after you're done kind of like gluing it. I glue it just lightly, just so it doesn't move once I start sewing it. Up next, you are now going to bring back your two arches, and we are going to put three pieces together, including this one right here. So you bring back those two arches, and then please make sure that you check where you are going to glue these arches. So you are going to glue it on the shorter side of this square right here. I'm just folding that flap, and we are going to glue it. We are going to glue our arches onto the flap. So please just check the video so you know how I am gluing it. So we'll just glue it that way. Another reminder, I always say this whenever I go off cam, that whenever that happens, please don't worry, you are not missing anything important. I will let you know what I'm doing. Most of the time I'm just gluing stuff. Okay, up next, this is very important. You have to be sure to be as exact as possible. So we are going to measure this right here at 2.5, because that piece up there with the frame, we are now going to glue this frame onto this base right here. And again, as I said, you have to make sure that you are at 2.5 from the front, and that's not including the flap. Again, the 2.5 you're measuring, that is not including the flap in the front that you can see. I think it's the one with the cherry print. So right here, we are going to glue onto this flap. And then the first thing we're doing is we are going to glue it on to the side before. That was my mistake. I said earlier we're gluing it in the middle, but we're actually gluing it onto the sides first. So there you go. Again, please measure 2.5 from the front. I hope that made sense, but in case you have any questions putting this together, please let me know. I will gladly help you out. So once you are done with that, you are going to glue the other side to your other arch right there. And again, it's at 2.5. Please measure 2.5. I don't know if you have another way how to do it. Maybe once you're done measuring the 2.5, score it or mark it with a pen just so you know where you are going to glue it. But yeah, be creative. I know you have your own ways of doing stuff, so this is how I did mine. So just putting glue there, and then we are going to glue onto the other side. Once you are done gluing both sides, you will have something like this. You can see here that in the middle there is still that space because we didn't glue anything like on the middle, so we are gonna work on that. To connect that frame to our base, we are going to need a strip, and you are going to cut one piece of 778 by 1, and you are going to score at 0.5. Again, that is 778 by 1, and you are scoring that at 0.5. And once you are done with that, let's just fold that score mark, and then you are going to connect both pieces of our top of our mailbox together using this strip. So we'll just fold this, and then we are going to glue it. When gluing this strip onto our mailbox, you are going to glue it on the back just so you don't see this piece of paper. So you are going to glue 1/2 of that strip onto our base, and then since we folded it, so you have that L shape piece of strip. So the other side, the other 0.5, we are going to glue onto our frame, and that is going to be enough to be able to hold those two pieces together so you don't see any like space on the bottom of that frame. Up next, put that piece to the side, and now we are going to work on the roof of our top of the mailbox. So that thing is going to go this right here. Okay, so for the roof, we are going to need one piece of 10.5 by 9. Again, one piece of 10.5 by 9. Again, as a reminder, please make sure that if you have any, if you're using cardstock, printed cardstock that are directional, please make sure that you know where you are cutting. So this paper right here, I am going to cut at 10.5 by 9. And then once you have the paper, you are now going to score this at 0.5 on 4 sides. Again, that's 0.5 on 4 sides. Up next, we are going to mat that roof, and to do that, you are going to need one piece of 9 3/8 by 7 7/8. Again, that's 9 3/8 by 7 7/8. And once you have that, you are going to glue this onto your bigger piece. And then if you're gonna sew, like sew it after you are done, like gluing it, lightly gluing it. The next thing we're doing is we are going to do the snips. So this is one that is taking is it's always taking me the longest to do this, but you are going to do the snips only on two sides, and that is going to be the longer side. So you are going to snip on two sides. The longer sides, that's going to be your left and right side. The next thing we're doing, once you are done with your snips, we are going to connect this roof to our mailbox. Please make sure that when you are gluing it, you know like which side you are gluing. So please measure your piece, like your mailbox, because you don't want to be gluing on the front side. So for me, what I did to glue this roof onto my mailbox, I just glued little by little. You need quite a bit of patience to put this together, because since it's not straight, it's curved, so it will take a little while for you to be able to like glue this two pieces together. The first thing I'm gonna glue on is going to be not the side with the snips, so I will do that. You can check how I did it here, so you can follow if you want to do it this way. Up next, we are going to make the door for our top part. And to do that, you are going to need 2 pieces of paper. One will measure 4.75 by 7. Again, that's 4.75 by 7. And then the other piece will be 458 by 678. Once again, for the door, we are going to need 2 pieces. One will measure 4.75 by 7, and then one will measure 458 by 678. You can go ahead and check out earlier, like in the video when we just started, when we made that frame. The first time that we made that frame, we cut off that square piece. You go and check out the measurement of that one, because that might be around the same, well, not might be, but that should be the same size of what we are going to need, like one of the pieces that we are going to need. So right here, I'm just cutting out another piece. And then you put that to the side, and then the next thing we're doing is we are going to need another piece of paper. This will be a strip, and this will act as a hinge of our door, for our door. So that is how it's gonna look like with those 2 papers. So I put that to the side for now, and then we are going to grab another piece of paper, just a small one, and this is going to measure 678 by 1. So this is going to act as a hinge for our top door. Again, this is going to measure 678 by 1. And then once you have that, we are gonna score that at 0.5. And then now we are gonna put our door together. So we'll just put the mat over our base paper. And then if you're sewing, you can sew right after this. And then you take your hinge, and then we are going to glue this 2 pieces together. Let's just cut a little diagonal slit on the side. And then you're going to glue half, because you know how we scored it in half, like at 0.5. You're only gonna glue like half, so 0.5 of that strip onto our door, because the other half we are going to glue onto our, like, the mailbox. So that's how it looks. Oh, a quick reminder, you are gonna glue, I forgot to mention, you might have seen it earlier when I glued that half of the strip. You are gluing it behind the door so you don't see it. And up next, we are going to make the inner box for, like, that will be adhered on the back of the door that we just made. So the box, you're gonna get a piece of cardstock, and then you'll cut it 9 by 6, and then once you have that, you are gonna score it at 0.5 and 1.5, but only on 3 sides. So please just check the video so you know which sides you are gonna score. Again, you're scoring at 0.5 and 1.5, but only on 3 sides. And then once you're done with that, since we are going to make this into a box, please, if you want, if it'll be easier for you, you can just pause the video for every step, just so you know which parts I am gonna cut off to make this box, to put this box together. Here I'm just folding the score marks. And then we are gonna cut a few pieces off of this box, like I said, to put it together. Here I grabbed another piece of paper. This will be for the mat. I went ahead and did that before putting the box together. So the mat is going to measure 5 7/8 by 4 3/8. So that's 5 7/8 by 4 3/8. And then once you have that piece, you are just going to glue that on top of our, like, the paper that we have up there for the box, and then we are going to put the box together right after. Once you have that box put together, we are now ready to put that box and glue it onto the back of our door. And right here I am just measuring roughly like half of an inch from the edge of this paper, the door. And you have to do that because you want the door to close. So if you glue this right, there should be about half of an inch of space on both sides once you glue that box on. Also, once you glue the box, make sure that you are also gluing, like, the bottom part of the box will be in line with the flap, the hinge that we glued on earlier. It will be in line with like the half score mark that we did. I believe later on I am going to be pointing that out to you so you can see what I mean. Right here, this is actually where I am when I am putting the box together. So you just have to glue a few flaps on the bottom to put the box together. You will also notice that it's only half of a box. It's not like a full box, and that's because we are again gluing this onto that door. So that's what will make it into a box with an open top. So here we now have the box. You will see there that in the bottom of that box there is that 0.5 flap still remaining. Again, that flap is going to be glued onto our mailbox here, and that will act as a hinge. So just lining this one up, and then once you have lined that up, you are now going to glue that hinge onto our mailbox base. And then once you're done with that, you're done, well, almost done with the top part. You will be needing a closure later on. I believe I am going to show you what I did as a closure, so I will show that later on. But after you are done with this part, you are just going to put this top part to the side, and we are going to work on the bottom part of our mailbox. I almost forgot, before we proceed to the bottom part of our mailbox, we are first going to cut some strips. Please cut 2 pieces of 8 by 0.75. So that's 2 pieces of 8 by 0.75. You are going to score that at 0.5. So you're gonna fold it in half on the 0.75 side. So again, 2 pieces of 8 by 0.75, and you are also going to need one piece of 8 by 0.75, which also is going to be scored at 0.5 on the 0.75 side. These strips, we are going to use this to make the top part of our mailbox a little cleaner, like to have cleaner edges, and I will be showing you later on what I mean. But for now, yeah, cut those pieces. Once more, it's going to be 2 pieces of 8 by 0.75 scored at 0.5 on the 0.75 side, and 1 piece of 8 by 0.75 also scored at 0.5 on the 0.75 side. So once you have those strips, now you are going to do some snips, and you are only going to snip 2 pieces, and that is going to be placed on the sides. Once you're done with it, please make sure that you are doing the snips on the 0.5 side of that strip and not the 0.25. Remember that this is going to be a 0.75 inch thick strip, and what we did earlier is we scored it at 0.5, so you are going to do the snips on the 0.5 side. And then once you're done with that, I am showing you right here that I am going to glue that onto the edge of this arch, and this will make a cleaner edge once we are done. And once you're done putting those 2 strips on each side, the remaining strip, we are not going to do the snips there because it's not arch, it's just straight. We are going to put that on the top of our mailbox, and again we are gluing the 0.5 side, so there is going to be a 0.25 edge. Once you're done with that, you are going to put that to the side, and we are now ready to work on our bottom part of our mailbox. So to do that, first we are going to need 2 pieces of 7.75 by 6. Again, 2 pieces of 7.75 by 6. And once you have that, let's wait. Again, if you have any questions, if you get lost in like somewhere in this tutorial, just let me know. I will help you out the best way I can, so you can also put this mailbox together. So once you have your 2 pieces of paper, we are going to score them at 0.5 on 4 sides. So again, we are going to score these 2 pieces of cardstock at 0.5 on 4 sides. And once you're done with that, we are going to cut the mats for these 2 pieces. So once you're done scoring, you just put this to the side, and then we'll cut out our mat pieces. I went ahead and just cut the corners for later when we put this lower storage together. So just cut off like a little piece, that square piece that is in the corner of these paper. And then, like I said, we are going to put this to the side because we are going to cut our mats for these pieces. And to do that, grab a piece of cardstock. You're going to need 2 pieces of 658 by 478. Again, you're going to need 2 pieces of 658 by 478. So here we glued our mats onto our base. Quick note, these 2 pieces, this will be the sides. These will be the sides of our box. Up next, what we're working on will be the back side of the back part of our box. And to do that, we are going to need 1 piece of 8 by 5.5. Again, that's 1 piece of 8 by 5.5. And then once you have that piece, we are going to score that at 0.5, only on one side. And then this side, if you have a directional paper, this will be, the score will be on the bottom. So once you have that, once you're done with that part, you are going to cut a mat, and the mat will be measuring 7/7/8 by 4 7/8. Again, this is going to be the mat for the back part, and it will measure 7/7/8 by 4 7/8. And then once you have that mat, you just glue it on your base, and then you are going to put that to the side, because we only have a few more pieces to go before we are done with this mailbox. So I am so sorry, it's a very long tutorial, but yeah, it took me maybe a good like 3-4 hours to put it together, so it takes a while. Once you have those 3 pieces done, we are ready to put this on top, on together our I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, what I meant was, once you have those 3 pieces together, which those are going to be for the bottom part of the mailbox, we are going to glue them with our top part of the mailbox. So first I am gluing the sides. So I am sorry, like, you don't see it here, but basically just gluing the sides using those flaps that we have. So that's the first thing I'm doing, the left and the right side. And then once you are done gluing the sides, you are going to glue the back part. And for the back part, the back side, remember how we only scored it 0.5 only on one side? Again, that's going to be the bottom flap, because you will notice that the top part of our mailbox on the back side, you will see that there is a 0.5 flap, and that is what you are going to use to connect the top part on the back side to the bottom part back side of your mailbox. Even I am getting confused with what I'm saying in this tutorial. So again, please, if you have any questions, please let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram because I can see it better there, quicker there than on here on YouTube. So yeah, if you have any questions, please reach out to me and I'll help you out. Once you glue those three pieces together with your top part of the mailbox, you are going to put that to the side. And now we are going to be cutting the bottom part of our mailbox. And for that, you are going to need one piece of 8 by 7.25. Again, that's one piece of 8 by 7.25, and you are going to score that at 0.5 only on one side, and that is going, that 0.5 flap that will be facing the front. So again, it's 8 by 7.25. You are going to score it at 0.5 only on one side, and please just refer to the video where I scored it. There you go. I believe I scored it at the 7.25 side, but please, again, sometimes I also get confused with my tutorials, so please make sure that you also check whatever you're doing, like, for yourself, just so you know that you are like on the right track. Up next, we are going to need a mat, and for the mat, you are going to cut a piece of paper measuring 7/7/8 by 6 5/8. Again, that's 7/7/8 by 6 5/8. And that will be the mat for your bottom. And then once you have that piece of paper, you are gonna glue it, and then after that, all we need is the front part of our, the front part of our bottom part, the front part of our bottom storage. So you're just gonna glue that together, and then once you have that, we are going to glue this bottom piece together with the rest of our mailbox. Again, just to remind you, the score mark of this piece will be facing the front, so it is going to be closer to you. You will also notice that later, once you are ready to put this piece together with the top piece. So this is what we have now, and of course we want to make this look cleaner, the front side. So we are going to make a frame to cover that front side. Anyway, but yeah, you are going to need one piece of 8x5. So that's one piece of 8x5, and you are going to score it at 0.5 on 4 sides. So 8x5, you're scoring it at 0.5 on 4 sides. And then like we did earlier on for the top of our mailbox, we are going to cut off that middle part so you will have a frame. So again, 8x5, score at 0.5 on 4 sides, and then you are removing that inner square that you will get once you are done scoring the 4 sides. So you will be left with a frame, and that frame is going onto the front of our door, like the bottom storage, so it will look cleaner, because earlier you saw that we have like different prints, paper prints, and also we have those glue like parts where we glued like different pieces of paper together. So we want to cover that up so it will look cleaner. So again, like we are cutting this so we will have a frame, and then we are gonna glue this onto the front of our bottom storage. Okay, now we are down to the last few parts. So remember when we cut that frame and you cut out that square, you are going to use that square as a door. And what I am doing here is I didn't even measure this anymore, but what I'm doing is I am just gluing this piece, the one that we cut out, just glue it on top of a bigger piece of paper. So the square that we cut out, that will act as a mat. and we are just cutting this now because we glued it onto a bigger piece of paper. It's roughly 1/8 of an inch bigger on all sides, just so the door isn't gonna go like go in the storage. I don't know if you understood what I meant, but we have to make the door bigger than the whole of the box so it doesn't fall in. So here I'm showing you that, see, it's the square is the door is going to be a bit bigger than that frame, the front frame. Anyway, so we have this, and then what we need is going to be the last few pieces of this project, and we are making hinges for the door. And to do that, you are going to cut 4 pieces. Okay, you will notice that I am saying 4 pieces because we are going to use the 2 pieces for the top part of our mailbox, just for decorative purposes. So you're going to need 4 pieces of 1.5 by 1. So these are smaller pieces. Again, 4 pieces of 1.5 by 1. And then once you have those 4 pieces, we are going to score them differently. So please make sure that you are dividing this into 2, so we will have 2 pieces for the top door and then 2 pieces for our bottom door. We are almost done, you guys. And if you are still here since the very beginning, thank you so much. Thank you so much for staying and watching me put this humongous box together. This is a tall box. I know it's over 10 inch, so it's big. But anyway, okay, so please listen to this. For the bottom door, these 2 pieces we are gonna score at 3/8. So we are gonna score at 3/8. This is going to be on the 1 inch side, okay? And then for the top door, we are going to score it at 0.5. So again, for the bottom door, we are going to score at 3/8, and then for the top door, we are going to score at 0.5. So that's 2 pieces and 2 pieces. And once you're done with that, you just put to the side those 2 pieces scored at 0.5, because we are going to work on these other 2 pieces for now. This is going to be for the bottom door, and again, this is the one that we scored at 3/8. Okay, for the bottom door, you will see here that I am gluing the hinge. Please make sure that you are going to glue the point 5. I believe it's, oh, I'm sorry. So for this part, you are going to glue the bigger side onto your door. Remember how we scored it at 3/8? So that 3/8, the smaller part, the smaller side, you will be gluing onto your frame. You will see here that the sides of those hinges are bigger on the door, like glued, the ones that are glued, the sides that are glued on the door part are bigger than the side that's going to be glued onto our frame. And that's why we scored it at 3/8, because that frame is only half of an inch thick, half of an inch wide, so we needed like a little bit of we needed the hinges for that side to be smaller than 0.5. I hope you got what I meant. But again, like, glue the bigger sides of those hinges onto your door. That's the easiest way to put it. And once you are done with that, we are done with the door. Please make sure that you fold your door like this way, just so you know, like, you're gluing it the right way, because if you glue it a little farther to the left, it is not gonna open and close. The door is not gonna open and close like the right way. But again, like, make sure, like, it's let's say a common sense that when you are putting things together, like in this project, before you glue it like in place, you make sure that you are gluing it on the right places. So once you're done with that, we now have the bottom door. And for the top door, those hinges, they are just for decorative purposes only. They are optional, but I wanted it to, because I'm really not decorating a lot. I'm not decorating this mailbox too much. So just a few pieces here and there, just to make it look more like a mailbox. So we're gonna put those 2 hinges up top for our top part of our mailbox. So this is what we have for now. And then, like I said, for these 2 other hinges, we are just going to glue this right on top of that hinge that we already did, that long strip of paper. So this is just, again, for decorative purposes. These are optional, so you don't need to do this if you don't want to. Okay, loves, last part, last few steps. So here we are going to work on our closure for our mailbox, the top and the bottom pieces. So what I did here is I just punch a hole right here on this side. I'm going to be punching the holes on the same sides for the top and the bottom doors. And we are going to need brads for this. So just punch a little hole there. And you are also going to be cutting a few pieces of small paper. This is going to be for our closure. So one punch on the bottom, and then we are also going to be punching the top right corner, right there where I'm pointing. And then once you are done with that, you are going to, like I said, cut a few pieces of paper. You will need to like double, triple, even quadruple it up just so it's thick and it doesn't it's not flimsy. So for the closure, what we're gonna be cutting is I don't remember the measurement for the strips, but they are small strips. They are, I believe, around like 3/8 by maybe like an inch or 1.25 inch long strips. So they're really small. They're like sticks. And then you are just going to like double, triple it up just so it's thick enough that it's not flimsy. And because that's a closure, so you will be like using it a lot. You'll be like moving it back and forth a lot, so you want it to be sturdy. So here, if you could just like zoom it in so you can see the measurement, but it's not thick, and you do not want it to be very long and very thick because you won't be able to move it around. So it's gonna swivel like up and down. So you'll be cutting a few pieces because again you are going to need these strips, these 2 strips, to be thick enough so it's not flimsy and it's sturdy. And then once you have those 2 pieces, once you have those 2 strips, you are going to poke a hole on those strips because you will also need to pin your brad through there before you pin it to the mailbox. I'll be showing you here later on like what I mean. once you punch a hole through your strips. So here I am showing you what I am doing next. So again, you punch a hole through the strips and then you put your brad through that, and then you're also going to poke that brad through the holes that we punched onto our mailbox. And you're going to do the same thing for the bottom door. So they're the same closure, and that is how it's going to look. So it just swivels left and right, up and down. And then I also went ahead and grabbed a knob right there. You can see on top the brown round thing. So that will be the handle for our top part of our mailbox, the top door, just so it's easier to open. You can actually put another one onto the bottom door. I ended up not doing that, but it's decorative. So if you don't have a knob, you can use a big piece of like bead, and yeah, decorate it at your own liking, to your own liking, because we are actually like done. I am not showing in this video, I'm not showing how I decorated it. I really just decorated like so simple, but yeah, it depends on you how you want to decorate it. But this is it, we are done. Again, thank you guys for stopping by. If you are here, if you've been here since the beginning, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your patience. If you decide on making this mailbox, another thank you. Like, I always love it when people follow my tutorials. I know they're not the easiest tutorials. I know I make some of the craziest projects, some of the biggest projects without any like die sets or any cut files, so it can be tricky, it can be confusing, but I know patience is what you need, a lot of it. But yeah, again, if you have any questions, please let me know, ask me over on Instagram and I will help you out. And that is it, you guys. Thank you so much again for stopping by. I really appreciate you coming here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.